Artery Recordings.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Shan from Artery Recordings doing another video blog. Today I got Trevor Swenson from Artery Global, VP of Operations. If you're unfamiliar, Artery Global is a global booking agency that routes tours across the US and internationally. Isn't that correct, Trevor?
You know it. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. So I guess let's jump into it. And the question I have for you today is, what are some really bad habits, like some terrible stuff that bands do on the road that they shouldn't, that almost damages their career or causes problems?
Well, definite things that you shouldn't do while you're on the road, even though they're fun to do, we shouldn't do, is one, don't get drunk at your show and insult the promoter. The promoter is your friend. He's the reason that you guys get to go in there and play your show, because they're putting their money up so you can play. Just be respectful, you know. That's a really big thing, you know, and I hate to say it because I know your parents taught you to do it, but please and thank you goes a long way.
So let me ask you this, and you don't have to name names. I'd actually encourage you not to. But do you find it hard to route specific bands that maybe piss off a promoter or something like that in those markets after the fact? So do they get blacklisted?
Absolutely, yeah. They promoters won't work with specific bands or artists after they come through, and they're either rude or, you know, they want to go crazy and smash up the dressing room, or if they want to, you know, be jerks from stage and say things that just aren't appealing. So you need to control yourselves. Yeah, it's great to have a great stage show. It's great to make, you know, memories and to be, you know, loud and memorable, but just do it in a tasteful way.
Okay, so you and me have both worked in the music industry a decade plus. So we've kind of seen this transformation of the attitude of bands, or how bands could act back then versus now. So what I guess the question is are there rock stars anymore? Are you allowed to get away with that, or does a band have to give up the rock star kind of past of that behavior and be professional businessmen?
It's kind of a double-edged question, because depending on the level that your band is at is when you can become a rock star or not. When your band is drawing, you know, 5 people a night in the club scene and you're just starting out, you need to be very nice and be very thankful. Once your band is starting to play stadiums, go be a rock star, do whatever you want to do, because you can afford to cash those checks if you have to. So.
Okay, so Trevor, we talked about kind of bad habits of stuff not to do at venues, how acting like a rock star is not acceptable anymore in this time and day, unless you're selling out stadiums and stuff like that. What are some other tips that you could give bands to acting properly, be it showing up on time, or isn't there some stuff about advancing shows that you could maybe give them some tips about?
Absolutely. You want to make sure you advance your shows with promoters. What advancing means is you call ahead, you know, a couple days before, to make sure that you let them know that you're coming. Also, you can find out what time you have to be there to make sure you're there on time. Promoters love that, because then there's no, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know how much you're getting paid that night. You know if there's a ticket count, like how many pre-sold tickets there are. You know all the stuff before you even walk in there. And promoters really do appreciate that, knowing that there aren't any hiccups and you're not just going to walk into a room 10 minutes before you play and expect the world. So.
Okay, that's understandable. Now, a few things I feel like I should touch on too is when you do play venues, you need to load on and off stage fairly quick, you know, and be a little bit adamant about how much time you have. Like if you have 20 minutes, you know, to open for a show or something like that, and you're trying to play 40 minutes of music, like that's really unacceptable for promoters, because, you know, let's face it, with curfews, don't venues just shut down regardless of who the headliner is?
Absolutely. Plus, when you cut into the headliner, you know, say if it's a national, especially, if you cut into their set time, you'll probably never get a show with that headliner ever again, because they do remember that kind of stuff. And, you know, people, the industry is so small these days that when somebody holds a grudge, you just don't want to offend. You want to make as many friends as you possibly can. So.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks, Trevor. Well, that was Trevor Swenson talking about a few tips on touring. Much appreciated, man. If you guys want to see more of these video blogs or have certain questions, please leave it in the comment section of this video, and please give us a subscribe up here so we can keep doing this. And you know, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. See you, Trevor.
See you, buddy.
Artery Recordings.